We're here with Eric Johnson, head women's basketball coach for BC. Can you speak a little bit about Kelly Hughes' accomplishments over the last 2 weeks and her impact on the program in general?
Sure. Kelly's been breaking records for a while now. So I know she became the leading three-point shooter in women's basketball history. Then she became the leading three-point shooter in BC history, men's or women's. And she just got her 600th rebound. And I think that's a pretty unique stat. I haven't double-checked that, but I'm not sure if there's been another player that's had 300 three-point shots made and 600 rebounds in a career. She hustles for boards, and I say it all the time. If I let Kelly actually crash the offensive boards as she did earlier in her career, she'd have a lot more, but we need her to be back in transition defense. So, look, she's a player who's been a major player for us since the day she stepped on this campus. She understands the game. She can shoot it. She can pass it. She's learned to be a really good defender. When she got here, she wasn't, and she's someone who's put in the work to understand the system and to be able to get her body ready to play the physical, style that the ACC plays. And look, she's been a huge part of our program for 4 years, and you're seeing the culmination of those numbers. And again, I want to give her the best end of her senior year we possibly can.
Right now, you have three rookies who are playing big minutes. How have you seen them develop with each game?
Sure. So, you're talking about Georgia Pinot and Emma Guy, who have been really playing since the beginning of the season. They've both been starters for, a lot of the games. Both big, strong, physical kids that came in physically ready to handle the rigors of ACC play. Each of them has started to learn to slow the game down for themselves. They've both had some games, even recently, where they've turned the ball over too many times, or they've missed shots that they wouldn't miss normally, just because the ACC play, it's fast, it's aggressive, it's athletic. But you're seeing that progress with them. Taylor Ortlep is the third player you're talking about who missed the first half of the season with a knee injury. And so she missed both of our exhibitions or our scrimmages the entire preseason. And so she's really just starting to get her feet under her, get her conditioning up to speed, and getting just her shooting sometimes. Her percentage isn't as high as we think it should be because she's still rushing. And just what freshmen go through is just, understanding, I know how to play basketball. Now I just got to make the small adjustments that it takes to be able to play against this level. And they're all doing it, great kids. And we've got two more freshmen in Jasmine Taylor and Shannon Ryan that even though they're not getting minutes in games, they're making those same developments in practice every single day. And one's really, strong athletic wing. Another is a 6'6" center with really good skills. And so, again, the future of the program is really bright with those kids. What you're talking about with those three freshmen is has to do with why we've been up and down a little bit. It's a big challenge for freshmen to adjust to this level. But again, all great kids doing a great job, fun to coach every day.
And in last week's tough stretch against Wake Forest and Miami, what kinds of positives do you take from those two games?
Look, our team battled. I thought there was a game against Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago on the road where I did not feel that same fight from our team, and that's not a good feeling as a coach. The good news is we were able to make that clear that was not acceptable. They knew it. Again, what's good news about our team is that I don't have to convince them that playing hard is important, right? For whatever reason, we didn't bring it that night, and they knew that wasn't acceptable. It wasn't acceptable to themselves. And so, look, over this last road trip, Wake Forest is playing really, really well. They've won several games in a row. Miami's number 14 team in the country, and we battled with both those teams. We didn't make enough shots at Wake Forest. We came back from a 14-point deficit at Miami to lead by one in the last 3 minutes, but a couple of key turnovers, hurt our chances to win the game. So, look, it's a process, and there's progress, and that's what I have to keep our team, focused on is what can you do every day to make those adjustments to be able to get over the hump. And again, we're knocking on the door. There's no question.
Can you speak a little about the next two games coming up?
Yeah, look, well, the hits keep on coming. Welcome to ACC play. We just finished playing, one top 20 opponent. Now we get a top 10 opponent, in Florida State. They're one of the most complete teams in the country. They have one ACC loss to a tough NC State team, and their only other loss was to UConn. They're very consistent. They have inside game. They have outside game. And Syracuse has established themselves, again, a Final Four team from last year, another top 25 team. They press relentlessly. They play that Syracuse zone, which is it's a lot. But again, those are fun challenges. I can sit here and say, oh wow, our opponents are really good, but look, our opponents are really good. That's a great thing. It's a great opportunity for us to be able to push ourselves to the limit. It's why I'm at BC. It's why those players came to BC, was to be able to play against the best, to compete against the best, to get the best out of themselves. And again, it's a fun process. There's a lot of good young players that are learning that. We've got some seniors, as you mentioned, with Kelly Hughes, Kaylee Edwards, Emily Daly, that are helping those young players along. And again, we're going to knock one of these. We're going to knock one of these off one day. I sure hope it's Thursday, Florida State.